Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new venture that we're doing here at Iron Fist. Today, we're going to include you in the songwriting process of the next single that we're going to be putting out. Okay, so on today's episode, we're going to start out with some time with Scott and his office and him talking about how we songwrite and what he does to get me some concepts that I take and then begin to put into the studio. And so we're going to do that through the process of his sharing with me via video and audio what he's putting together, and then what I take that and turn it into. So we're hopefully at the end of today's episode, we are going to have the first phrases of our next single put together, so you can hear that from concept to very, very rough scratch track, at least for the first couple phrases of the song. So I hope you enjoy this. Please be sure to leave comments down below if you like what you're seeing, and we'd love to hear from you. Rock on.
Hey, so I'm just sitting here doing some drum parts on the computer to send to Mike. And I'm going to try to do it while I talk, because otherwise you're not hearing anything from me. So this is pretty much how we get our work done, at least in the early days of getting tune ready to record. I send Mike a drum part along with an idea, if it's a song that I'm originating or starting to work on, and then he can get an idea of what I need it to sound like, so that he can then work his magic and make it sound, exactly how it needs to sound. So that's always been a cool thing between our partnership, is this ability, little lunch repeat, is the ability that Mike has, ever since we were in high school, to be able to take my weirdly sung through ideas and make them make sense on the actual guitar. So this is an example of the kind of drum part that I would send him with a click in. And it sounds really, goofy right now. Need some bass drum in that part, in that fill. Hang on. It sounds really goofy right now because I'm just doing this as note entry in the software program Finale. And even then, it sounds goofier than it would ordinarily, because this is a new upgrade for me here at work, and something's not right with the sounds, so I need to get that fixed. But in the meantime, I can still get at least these rudimentary sounds. So anyway, that's what I would do, is create this, and now I'll take this and ship it over to Mike with the idea that I have for the audio, for the guitar part, and for some just scratch vocals, and we'll see what he gets back with. So, later. All right, so this is the idea I have for this year's spooky tune. I've got just a really basic drum track laid in, so I'll let it play and then sort of sing over top of it, the kind of thing that I envision. This is a tempo of quarter note equals 115. So it'll click in. There's an intro that I've got for this too, but I didn't even bother with that right now. This will just be like the lead in to the first verse. So click in. Dun 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 dun, like that. Now, underneath that, and I don't know what those notes are. I didn't even try it on the piano. It should be like a real low key, something that gets you real low on the neck and is real growly, like underneath that, bass part, same lead in. Boom, beam, boom, boom, beam, boom, boom, beam, boom, boom, beady doom, bling, doom, doom, bling, doom, doom, bling, doom, doom, dee doom, dee doom. So the bass is always like off what the guitar eighths are. So in that fourth measure, the guitar is going da-na-na, da-na-na, and the bass is going doom, dee doom, like that. Last up, just some scratch vocals. So that kind of intro with the guitar and the bass would happen twice before the vocals come in. And then it would continue with the vocals, and these are just like scratch, so don't pay any attention to these. In fact, I don't even have the anything other than just like the first couple of lines. So just to give you an idea of what I'm after. So this would go like on top of the da-na-da and the guitar and the boom, bling, doom, doom in the bass. Here we go. Out in the dark, without a sound, I feel a dead chill creeping inside of me. Ba-da-dum-dum, la-da-dum-dum, la-da-dum-dum-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, la-da-dum-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, la-da-dum-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, la-da-dum, da-da-dum. And then we'd be into the chorus. So, I don't know. Just let me know what you think.
So Scott sent me a video that precedes this with the drum track and kind of the philosophy behind what we do. So this one, I've actually taken that drum track, even though I don't have a drum track from him yet. I just recorded that out of that video message, so I have something, put it in at the right beats per minute. And then I also recorded the singing that he did for the song, for the guitar part. So I've already started working on it a little bit. I couldn't rip it out into the DAW and video this because my other phone is dead, and this is the phone I had the messages on. So unfortunately you didn't get to see that part, but it's really not that big a deal. But if you look here, you'll see the guitar part, and let me make sure that the volume is up enough so you can hear it here. So we have the guitar part, which is him singing. Then down below that we have the bass part, which is him singing. And then the drum track that you heard in the video, which is really hissy and terrible. So let's start with that drum part first. Excuse me. Let's see what this sounds like. Okay. Okay, so you get the idea. You can hear that. It sounds terrible. Shh, right? We'll get a real drum track in here. That's not the point of this. Right now, it's just about song structure. So then he had sang me kind of a guitar part, and my job is to interpret that into something, and that's kind of where I want to go today. So again, I'll add that drum part with this guitar part. I don't know where these levels are going to be, so bear with it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so now my job is not to copy that note for note. Scott and I have done this since the 80s, and my job is to take what he's done and interpret that into a guitar part that fits what I know the theme of the song is, which in this case, it's a Halloween song, so it needs to be spooky. and then just create something that is going to convey the spirit of what he hears inside, not what's necessarily coming out of his mouth. So let's see if I got some guitar here. Need a little more volume. So there's a couple ways I was going with this. Now I heard what he was doing was a whole step. Something like that. Sorry, the guitar's out of tune. But I kind of like going a half step. I went a step and a half there. So I'm just playing with the ideas here of what I think this should be like. Kind of like that. Now, all of this is pending his approval, right? Because it's his song idea. So I'm just trying to translate into guitar what he's trying to say. So my personal preference is I like it coming up half steps. Now you heard me play. I haven't thought about that at all, so I was just ad-libbing something there to just make sound. Now, there's other things I need to work into this that probably wouldn't necessarily be right now, but like which way it's going to pick. And my instincts tell me it should be an up pick. So that's what I'm working on. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to tune the guitar, get some volumes adjusted here, and take this a little further. Okay, so I'm back, and I've just been tuning the guitar, and I just practiced a little things that I'll show you what I did because I didn't want to bore you with all of that because it's a lot of slop and crap, obviously. So I went up here. Didn't like that, so then I did. Melodically, that's great, but the problem is it's too melodic. So then I went here. Yeah, maybe. Went one step further. I'm not showing you the guitar, so let me bring you down and you can see that a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm leaning right now, where it's going to go. So the next step is I'll record it into the DAW, and we'll see where it goes from there. I realized you might as well see me recording it, so let's get the sound levels right here. I think that's better. Not recording yet, let's start over. Okay, now I didn't record it yet, but I'm kind of liking that, so I'm going to record it now, and then we'll do a little mix down with the drums and the bass to see where it ends up. So let's see how that goes. Now, usually what happens is as soon as I turn the on to record, I start screwing up. So we'll see how this goes. This is normal. Okay, so that's what I have. So let's mix that down a little bit. And then the next step is I'm going to put in a scratch bass track and see how that goes. But let's hear it with his singing bass and what it sounds like with the guitar tuned up a little bit, turned up a little bit. Now, first thing I'm going to do is normalize that track to get it into an audio range that is... left the guitar on, sorry about that. That is going to be a little more manageable for mixing. Okay, so we're getting there. A drum track is just so hissy. I can't wait for him to send me a real drum track to work with, but we'll get there. Okay, now let's isolate the bass track and just hear what he's doing there, and I'll get the bass out and we'll start laying that in.
Boom, bing, boom, boom, bing, boom, boom, bing, boom, boom, be-de-doom, be-de-doom, bling, doom, doom, bling, doom, doom, bling, doom, doom, dee-de-doom, dee-de-doom.
Okay, again, my job is not to duplicate what he's doing, but to interpret what he's doing into what I think his intent is, knowing what the intent of the song is. So it's going to take me a minute. I got to get the bass out, get the bass amp fired up, get it jacked back into the soundboard, take care of a couple other things here, but we'll get the bass going and then we'll start that. And then when we're done at the end of this, you'll be able to hear the first segment of this in very scratch tracks. With my guitar in there. I'll probably add a second guitar, and which would usually what I do is do my part, which is a little bit simpler because I'm singing. I can't play real complex stuff and sing very easily, but be able to put the second guitar in, which is usually up an octave. In this case, I already kind of hear what it's going to be. Big power chords, stuff like that. So that gives me an opportunity to do a lot of playing around at the front of the stage. So let's get the bass in there and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I just did a whole lot and there was nothing. So what I've done is I've come up with a bass part. I know the notes that I played on the guitar, but I'm really not paying attention to that right now. I'm trying to replicate what he wants. So let's do that.
Boom, bing, boom, boom, bing, boom, boom, bing, boom, boom, be-de-doom, be-de-doom, bling, doom, doom, bling, doom, doom, bling, doom, doom, be-de-doom, be-de-doom.
Okay, I made a wrong note in there, but okay, so now I got a phone call. That's the joys of doing this in the middle of the business day. So anyway, I played a couple wrong notes in there, but I think that's going to fit with the guitar part. We'll see. I'm going to record it now, and then we'll mix it together and play it back and see what it sounds like.
Boom, bing, boom, boom, bing, boom, boom, bing, boom, boom, be-de-doom, be-de-doom, bling, doom, doom, bling, doom, doom, bling, doom, doom, be-de-doom, be-de-doom.
Okay, I recorded over my guitar part by accident. Fortunately, I can fix it. So there it is. Now, I may need to do it differently. I don't know. I got to hear it with the guitar part and see what it sounds like. But remember, this is a Halloween song, so dissonance is important. Let me mute this bass so we're not sitting here ringing away. And we'll bring in these two. Let's get this opened up so I can see what we got. Remember, this is all just scratch stuff right now. Not sure that works. I got to get rid of the drum to really hear how those two are fitting together. Okay, let's get this opened up so I can see what we got here. I know what I did wrong, I think. Yes, I got to redo that. So in the guitar, it's dum 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 dum, back to the same open E, dum 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 dum, open E, G. So it's, yeah, open E, F sharp, open E, G. And I didn't do that in the bass. And I want to replicate those lines. And so I think what I need to do on the bass part is, let's redo that right now. I'll play it. Yep, and that's not what I was doing. So I was doing it progressively. Yeah, that's what I was doing wrong. I don't even know how I played it because I can hear it so differently now. So let's go back and get Scott's verbal bass part. Let's play with that again and see how that works.
Bim boom boom, bim boom boom, beady doom, beady doom. Boom, bim boom boom, bim boom boom, bim boom boom, beady doom, bling doom doom, bling doom.
Oh, he was doing that. I deleted it, so I gotta think about this a minute. I'll be back. Okay, I see what I did, and I see what I need to do. Now I just need to do it, which is a challenge, but it's gonna be. Now, all of that to say, when Frank and Rachel see this, Frank or Rachel may want to play something different in that bass part. So this is just a foundation to start with, trying to capture the essence of what Scott wants, and then it'll go from there. So let's play that and see what we get. And I'm just going to go ahead and record this.
Boom, bim boom boom, bim boom boom, bim boom boom, beady doom, bling doom doom, bling doom doom, bling doom doom, beady doom.
Okay, that should fit with the guitar better now. So we'll see how that works. Now we'll mix it down, let you hear it, see what it sounds like. Tighten things up a little bit here. It's a bit out of control. There we go. Kill this bass so it's not ringing. Turn him off. Get the drums in that back. Okay, the drums are really quiet, so that means I have everything else too loud. Let's bring the bass down. That's what heck is that? Oh, bass bus. Okay, I get it. And I don't have the guitar bus on here yet, so let's add a guitar bus right now. Okay, label it. All right, and let's get the guitar bus put into the mix here. Guitar mix, okay. These are all presets that I've established based upon years now of recording. Probably want to change the color of these. If I can remember how, we'll do that later, that's fine. But those three there are the buses. Do it again. We're getting there. So again, that is so hissy. What I'm doing right now is duplicating the guitar and the bass and then panning it out. And I'll put a binaural pan, which I already have on the guitars, so it spreads it out at about 200%. And then I am doubling the bass, and I need to make sure there's a... Okay, good. And then I'm going to move those off-center just a little bit, right and left. Generally, I used to put the bass right up the middle, but I'm finding that the vocals cut through better if I separate it by a little bit. So I went about, 37 left and 37 right out of, I forget how far it goes. Full width out is 17, so it's about halfway out. Okay, so that is where we're at with that. Now I'm going to get the guitar back in there and add the second guitar, and that's as far as we're going today. Okay, so I've got a couple things thought of here. I'm going to turn some things down so I can hear what I'm doing. Turning down the guitar and the bass a little bit because I'm adding a lot more noise in there. So let's see where we go from there. Okay, so I'm kind of liking that. It's hard to hear. Things are so loud. But we'll get it mixed down here in just a minute. So let's record it. Again, I'm keeping it very simple, so I'm just... I have to sing it. And it's a lot. And the less I have to look at the guitar, the more I can focus on the crowd. So I try to keep my parts, unless I'm soloing, I try to keep them very simple. Because my part is really just the supplementary guitar to what Frank is doing on the rhythm guitar. That's where it's really all at. So let's get this recorded. Then we'll get it mixed down, see how it sounds. Okay, now it's hard to hear, like I said, but we're going to get this normalized. Now that volume is going to be blaring, so we'll bring it way down. Make sure I turn the record off. Okay, one thing I've got going right now is I have right and left guitar on the rhythm. I don't have them bumped. I need to bump them just a little bit, so that the tracks don't line up perfectly so they get a fuller sound. And the second thing I need to do is take one of them, and I usually put my rhythm guitar on the right, so I need to take the one rhythm guitar that's on the left and back the volume down on that a chunk. Okay, that's better. Okay, it's sounding pretty good. Once I get the real drum cut from Scott, this thing's going to take on a whole new meaning. And then what I will do on our next episode is I will take and rip out a studio track and put it in here so that you can actually hear where it's at right now. Right now, it's not worth doing that. So, hey, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you would. If you want to see us on our Facebook page, go to facebook.com/Iron Fist Online. We're also on Instagram, Iron Fist Online. We're on Twitter, Iron Fist_online. We're pretty much everywhere. We're out there on Spotify. Look for us on Spotify, Pandora, Django, Apple Music, Google Play Music, if that's still a thing anymore. Everywhere out there we are. We have a ton of music out there, and we just thought we would start something new, as I said in the beginning of this, and let you be involved in the process of making music. So once again, thanks for watching.
Come here to say there are no limits. I say just give me more. Life's an adventure you create.